is up high where the cosmos play. Margard dreams in the Milky Way. Astrophysic hearts with a spark so bright reach for the heavens, bathed in moonlight. Margard, Margard, charting the skies, turning lunar cycles to wisdom that flies. Between the stars, where stories are spun, outreach begins under galaxies one. Their love for the heavens, a tide of lore, unlocking mysteries through the cosmic door. An astronomy team with eyes so keen, sketching the universe in a velvet scene. Oh, the moon, it whispers secrets untold, unlocking mystery, each phase of gold. Margard walks where stardust streams, carrying the cosmos in their brightest dreams. Margard, 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 charting the skies, turning lunar cycles to wisdom that flies. Between the stars, where knowledge runs free, outreach blooms as vast as the sea. Oh, the moon, it whispers secrets untold, a Persian cycle, each phase of gold. Margard walks where stardust streams, carrying the cosmos in their brightest dreams. Margard, Margard, charting the skies, turning lunar cycles to wisdom that flies. Between the stars, where knowledge runs free, outreach blooms as vast as the sea. Through telescopes, the heavens align, astrophysics blending with the soul's design, teaching the curious the dance of the sphere. Margard shines in the night's hemisphere.
We're going directly to Zoom. It's not on. It's not on. No, not right now. You're gonna be first. Only you. Here, 1 second.
Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome to 100 Hours of Astronomy. I am Kelly Blumenthal. I'm the director of the IAU Office for Astronomy Outreach, and we're located at the National Astronomical Observatory of Japan in Tokyo. And we are actually here live in Akashi in Japan. It's close to Osaka, if you know your Japanese geography. And we're at the Akashi Municipal Planetarium here. This is the oldest functioning planetarium in all of Japan, and we are really honored to be here today. And so we have this opportunity to celebrate with all of you 100 hours of astronomy. Not only that, but 100 years of the planetarium. And we're doing this in collaboration with the International Planetarium Society. Now this celebration, you might have noticed, we also did a little bit last year, although this year is a little bit bigger. And that's because we celebrate the centennial of the planetarium over 3 years. In 2023 was the opening or the unveiling of the first planetarium projector, and in 2025 was the opening of the first planetarium to the public. And so here we are, bookending the 100-year anniversary of the planetarium. And we are so happy to do so. And of course, you know, planetariums are a really beautiful place to immerse yourself in the night sky, particularly in places where there isn't that dark of a night sky. We have too much light pollution. And in those places, if we have access to a planetarium, we get this kind of collective experience of experiencing the sky and understanding our place within the universe. But of course, the planetarium is only one way to do that. There are many other ways to engage with astronomy, to engage communities in the science of astronomy, in the culture and arts of astronomy. And so that's what we're really trying to celebrate today. All of these things together and how they create a kind of ecosystem of understanding our place in the cosmos. And so I am so honored to be here today with such an amazing group of people that have really worked enormously hard to put this all together. And I would like to welcome them to turn on their screens, turn on their video, and join me on the stage here. And we're waiting for our most important person to turn on their screen. Running the whole show.
Hey.
Wonderful. So thank you all for being here, joining me here today on this amazing Zoom room we have here. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce everybody because this has really been an incredible team of people to work with, and I feel really honored to be able to introduce them all. So I'm going to go in order around my screen. So Shannon Schmoll is the International Planetarium Society president. And Shannon, do you want to say just a couple words about who you are and where you are? Completely agree. It's such a wonderful joy. So next we have Takeshi Inoue-san, please. He is the director of this planetarium where we are, the Akashi Municipal Planetarium. Inoue-san, do you want to go ahead? Thank you so much. Thank you for letting us be in this space with you. Cynthia Duran is the International Astronomical Union Office for Astronomy Outreach, International Outreach Officer. She has the longest title of all of us. And I would like to invite her to say a few words about who she is and where we are.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I hope you're joining us from different parts of the world. We're very happy to be here, and we just wanted to say hi, and we just want to celebrate with all of you this amazing event that we've been preparing. So we're very happy, and of course, we want to celebrate the 100 Days of Stars, but also we're having a great celebration too because we will be having a birthday celebration of our Office for Astronomy director, Outreach director. So today we also celebrate Kelly Blumenthal's birthday. And we're hoping you join us in this big day of celebration. And thank you all. And of course, please be patient with us. This is the first time we're doing this, and as you might see, well, at first we will be very, very nervous, which because we are. But what we want is that through the day we will start to relax slowly. Please share your comments. We're starting, so maybe the audio might not be perfect at first. Let us know in the comments if the audio is okay, if something is happening. We're paying attention and we're like switching things. Very incredible things are coming, so thank you all and see you soon.
Thank you so much, Cynthia, and thank you really for putting all this together. This is a really big push to get everything working and up and running. It's really incredible to see it all come together. And I want to reiterate, that's a really good point that Cynthia made. We are paying attention to the chat on YouTube, so please leave us comments, ask us questions, send us funny jokes that you know of. We're going to have a little segment of that later, so stay tuned for that. But interact with us. We are here to talk with you and to engage with you over this 24-hour period. So next up, I want to introduce Kyoto Tano-san, who is here from the Fukuoka Science Museum. Tano-san, would you like to say a few words? I can vouch for the fact that Fukuoka is a beautiful, beautiful place. The Communicating Astronomy with the Public Conference was held there in 2018, which was it's a conference that was near and dear to my heart, and it's a story that maybe we can talk about another time. But next up, I would like to introduce Naomi Saber-Frimpong, who is the OIO's Deputy Director. And Naomi, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Naomi Asabe-Frimpong, and it's really great to be here and to have this event. It's been a journey for all of us, and we're happy to bring you along, and we hope that you will join us and stay with us and be part of the event. As Cynthia and Kelly said, we have a lot going on in the chat. There will be quizzes and polls and surveys and jokes, so please be involved, and I hope you enjoy this journey with us. Thank you.
So I'd like to also introduce Masaki Hiramatsu-san, who is here with multiple hats, as not only working with the Spectrum Management Office at NEOJ, but also as a member of our steering committee. So he helps guide us in all the work that we do here at the OAO. So please, Masaki-san, go ahead. Next, we have the President-elect of the International Planetarium Society. Guillermo, would you like to introduce yourself? certainly last but not least, I would like to introduce Miho Wilkinson, who I'm very, very honored to work with. So please, Miho, introduce yourself. Thank you so much, Miho. So you all can see clearly why I'm so excited to be here with these amazing people today, and why I'm so excited that we get to share this moment with you, celebrating 100 years of the planetarium, celebrating astronomy, celebrating this science that brings us so much closer to understanding ourselves better. And I think that's why we all love astronomy so much. So what I would like to do is welcome Inun-san, Hiramatsu-san, Shannon Schmoll, and I to sit here and have a nice little conversation about 100 hours, what we're doing, why we're doing this. So if you all would come and please stay with me on stage, and the rest of you, I'm going to wave goodbye so you can see it with my background, and we'll see you a little bit farther on down the line this 24 hours. Wonderful. Well, thank you all for sticking around. So I want to just talk about why 100 hours of astronomy is so important. And just to give a little bit of context for those who aren't so familiar with 100 hours. This started as a project that came out of the International Year of Astronomy in 2009. And Mike Simmons actually put this together. He was the project manager on this, and he really saw this through and had enormous success for that year's international celebration. And so when the Office for Astronomy was formed some years later, we tried to carry on that legacy to make 100 hours of astronomy something that happened annually, where people could come together and join a single campaign and feel this kind of togetherness that we have when we look up at the night sky, or when we learn about astronomy, we learn about the Earth's place in the solar system, in the galaxy, and in the universe. So 100 hours gives us a really great opportunity to think about ourselves in a very different way. And so what we're celebrating this year, of course, is the planetarium, which also, having these kind of immersive experiences is a really important part of changing our perception of ourselves. And so, Shannon, do you want to talk about that a little bit, and why it's so important that we have this kind of experience? you, Shannon. You know, it's interesting. I know that there's so many different ways that people can interact with the planetarium, and in Japan there's so many planetariums, and I feel like they all have a different character.
People can't hear.
Inoue-san, Misaki-san, do you want to talk a little bit about that? And what makes Japanese planetariums so unique? Misaki-san, is there anything you'd like to add to that? Well, to all of you, I'm afraid we have to cut this short and we can continue on with the rest of our program. But thank you all so much for joining me on stage. I'm going to give a little bit more context about what we're doing here and the flow of everything that's happening in this 24-hour period. So for those of you who are tuning in, we are going to be splitting up this 24-hour period into 6 4-hour blocks. And you might have noticed that on our OEO YouTube
Bring me my
page,
earphones.
there are 6 different
the table.
links
Please bring
that will lead to the different live streams. And so please, at each of those blocks, redirect yourself to the next live stream so that we can have one continuous stream. Unfortunately, there are technological limitations that make it impossible for us to do this whole thing on one single stream. But hopefully it's clear, hopefully it's straightforward, and it won't be that big of a burden for all of you who are joining us live during this time. And also for those of you who are tuning in at a later time, we really appreciate you coming back to take another listen. The schedule that we'll be working on today will take us through live presentations and video presentations. We'll also have some interjections of people's questions, people's comments that have come in. We'll have an opportunity for people to ask questions live. We're going to be talking a little bit about some of the latest science that's come out from big astronomy discoveries recently. There will be fish, there will be puppets. It's going to be a really wonderful opportunity for us all to learn a little bit more about astronomy and to see all of the different ways that people around the world engage with astronomy. And I think that's one of the coolest things that we do here at the Office for Astronomy Outreach, is try to understand the ways that culture really impacts the way that we interact with science, the way that we interact with astronomy, and also the way that we interact with ourselves and our communities. And it's not just culture, but it's language too, the way that all of these things kind of blend together. It's such a beautiful thing to see, that we get to see on an international scale, and we're hoping that that's what we're going to bring to you today. So throughout this 24-hour period, please pay attention to the places where people are joining from, the languages that they're speaking, and the ways in which they're interacting with the people within their community. And so now what I would like to do is invite Naomi Saber-Kumpon to talk about what we're going to be doing with audience engagement and how we're going to bring the rest of you into conversation with all of us. So Naomi, it's up to you.
Hello everyone. It's good to see you again. I'm Naomi, and I want to say that we are so happy to be here at Akashi. When the idea came to celebrate the 100 hours in this special way of having 24-hour live, and with the theme of celebrating the 100 years of planetarium, it was important that we, the OEO in at the National Astronomical Observatory of Japan in Osaka, Japan, Tokyo, and we needed to bring where we are into celebration because we couldn't celebrate it wonderful. Yeah,
No, no, no,
Planetarium
it's not.
Society and
It's
the
not.
planetariums
It's
together.
off. It's not.
You'd be surprised that,
Hold it.
who Japan has the
I cannot.
highest concentration of
not.
planetariums, around 300 planetariums, scattered all over Japan, and they're amazing. And we are in one of the most amazing ones, which is the Akashi Planetarium. And it's amazing because it's in fact about it. It's the oldest, they have the oldest operating planetarium, and also it's situated on the 155-degree meridian of Japan. The meridian of Japan actually runs through the planetarium, so it's quite amazing that we are here today as a visitor planetarium to celebrate planetariums. So you can see how everything is connected and it's being celebrated, and we are happy to have IAU supporting us, and we are extremely happy to have American supporting us and researchers. And they are doing amazing work. They have a science museum and their planetarium facilities, and you see pictures of it. They have places. They have a club that is 1,050 years old that actually measures 600 stars. It's amazing. So we are in a very different place. And this venue is going to be where we are staying at 24 hours. So you see us target at some point because we'll be staying away for 24 hours, but we are happy and we are excited for you to join us. So thank you for joining us, and thank you Akashi for hosting us, especially. Over to you, Kelly.
Thank you, Naomi. Well, this is a really exciting time for all of us. I hope that you do actually get to ask your questions, learn more about astronomy, and maybe even come away with a couple new friends that you've interacted with on the YouTube chat. There's no limit to what you can do with the internet these days, fortunately and unfortunately. So I would like to maybe move it over to Cynthia, who can talk a little bit more about the context for where we are and why it's so important that we're here.
Be right there. Moving.
In the meantime, oh, there she is. Okay, great.
Okay. So what we're gonna do now is we're not gonna talk about the context. We're gonna fix our audio because we're having an issue. Basically, we're hearing, you are hearing my computer, but not everyone else's. So right now we will do a small test, and please help me in the chat, and please be so much patience for you. This is why we're a community, that we help each other. Right now, are you hearing me? Do you hear me well? Here comes the audio. So yes, are you hearing me? But you're hearing because I'm in the computer. I need to know if you are. And because we have a delay, I cannot, on the live transmission, I cannot, you listen, okay, let me see. I'm gonna check. One ear is there and the other one is here. Oh, come on, the delay is so long. I need to check what is happening. Okay, yes, we can hear you very well. Okay, everyone can hear me very well, but I need you to hear the Zoom very well. Oh, there's so much the delay, I cannot hear the. Hi. Check the audio capture input. Yeah, I know. What software are you using? I'm using OBS. We're having the trouble that we're having is bringing the audio from Zoom, because it's only bringing the audio from my own computer, but not from Zoom. So yeah, si tiene permiso, it does have. One second. First of all, thank you all for being so patient with us. We're here live from Akashi Planetarium with 100 Hours on Astronomy, with a bunch of astronomers, scientists, communicators who are doing a live stream for the first time. Okay. So much the delay. I can't. Kelly is now. I barely see Kelly now. We have like a 5-minute delay. Just I want to see if what I did, it did change. Okay. Okay. I'm going to follow instructions that Shannon Small, president of the International Planetarium Society, is giving us. Our camera control. No. Sync, offset, trial and error. What two dots? I don't think so. 3 dots. Advanced audio. We don't have advanced audio. And again, thank you for being so patient. We're almost there. The sync should be what? Offset. $20,000. Try an error. Okay, let's do a test. I'm gonna switch to Kelly's see if Kelly's audio is now working. Ah, Innocent. Can we turn on Kelly's microphone here?
Hmm?
Microphone over
Yeah.
there.
So this is on microphone. So
How do I
yeah,
off
off
the microphone?
microphone? Yes. Off. This is on.
Uh-huh.
And OBS, the audio captured and decibel will be no.
Oh, well, let's do a test. Okay. Kelly, can you turn your camera? This is all part of the show, people.
Oh,
You can hear it. The camera is not bringing image. Okay, can you speak now?
Sure thing.
Let's
So,
try.
my name is Kelly Blumenthal. As I said, I'm the director of the International Astronomy Office for Astronomy Outreach, based with the National Astronomical Observatory of Japan. That is a very long sentence
Can we
that I
turn
struggle to say.
the lights? Turn on.
Office. I am from New Jersey in the United States,
Thanks.
and I studied music in college. That's fun. I played the saxophone, baritone saxophone, which is roughly the same size as me, so everybody's very confused by that. So, what else? Here we are. We live in Tokyo. I've lived in Tokyo for three years, about 3 years, a little bit more. It's a very interesting place to live. If you've never been here, I really encourage you to come on and see what Japan is all about, because it's a really interesting place, really fascinating place. And it's a really great opportunity, I think, for
The microphone is not. This is not getting.
not yours.
I don't see it here. Neither the camera.
Yes, unfortunately, there's an issue with the camera transmission as well, I think.
This is the camera.
We're working on it, though.
Is it
Not sure how
this
much people
camera?
can hear me, but we're going to figure out
Make sure.
eventually. That's what this is all about. We're scientists here. Trial
Black
and
magic.
error.
Black magic?
It's not.
No? No? Oh.
Oh, what people saying? We hear Cynthia. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, because they only hear my computer. The microphones are not getting to the controller. We can't because it's not controlled here. You see, it's not. This is the one. Should be here. Oh, I'm gonna try something here.
なんかメッセージを出したらいいですか？あ、はい。じゃあ今、まずこのカメラ、
Why I cannot see it? It's not getting the signal.
Isn't it beautiful? Good example of collaboration. Indeed it is. Indeed it is.
シーチャーさんの時計が生きてて、周りの声をそこが拾ってるって感じです。作業音とか聞こえてくるので。
そこのマイクだけ生きてる。このマイクは、ルーム。広松さんいますか？一つの解決策として次のスロットを
People, we're gonna stop for a few minutes the live transmission while we fix this. We just need to switch computers. Won't be long. We apologize, but we will continue. Thank you so much for being patient. It's just starting, but we will figure out. Just give us a couple of minutes, and we will be back. Gonna stop. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna end for a bit.
I'm gonna ask you about Pokemon. All right.
Yes.
We are live. Okay, that is exciting. So everyone, thank you for your patience while we figure all of this out. As we said, this is a little bit of a learning curve for us. We are not videographers, nor are we producers, unfortunately for us. We are but lowly scientists and science communicators. But we are very excited to be here to continue this very ambitious endeavor. I am here with Masaki Hinamatsu-san, who has kindly agreed to join me in a conversation while we figure out what's going on with our audio. So Masaki, you are here, and it's so exciting for me because you have
this amazing project that I am very jealous of. And it would be wonderful to know what you're doing with that. Can you tell us a little bit about your work with Pokemon?
Yes. So I'm working for the Public Relations Center for NAOJ, National Astronomical Observatory of Japan. And what we are doing is that to delivering astronomy results or joy of astronomy or the excitement of astronomy to everyone or widest possible audience. So, of course, we have many things about press releases, website, Instagrams, Facebook, X, but we have another powerful collaboration with NAOJ and the Pokemon Company. So actually, we are preparing for a special exhibition called Pokemon Astronomical Observatory. So this is now we are eagerly preparing for this one. So starting on November 1st in Sagamihara City Museum. And let's see. Let me confirm that it's already on YouTube. What? This conversation is already on YouTube. Yes, okay, good. Okay, so I share the screen. So here is I hope you can see that this is a Pokemon Astronomical Observatory website. So basically this is held in Japan. So the website is only in Japanese, but probably you can see my excitement to working with this one. So yeah, so Pikachu is looking through a telescope and watching night skies. And we have many Pokemons we have. And in this special exhibition, we explain how and what is interesting in astronomy. For example, showing some showing in solar system bodies and similarities with Pokemon and solar system bodies. For example, Jupiter has something like a big reddish storm or red, what is that? Red, what is that? Great red spot. Sorry, I forgot the English word. Great red spot. So this is like a big reddish eye. And in Pokemon, there is also one Pokemon that has a very good big one eye and with stripe on their body. So something like this. We show this kind of similarities of solar system bodies and also showing some interesting similarities in the Pokemons. And also in Pokemon, they evolve, right? So there is one Pokemon is in Japanese it's Cosmog. It's like a nebula Pokemon, nebula type Pokemon. And that one evolves to another Pokemon that is a protostar type Pokemon. It's completely in line with the actual evolution of cosmic clouds to protostars to the adult stars and the evolved star. So like this, we show the similarity of evolution in Pokemon and evolution in our universe. So with that, probably most of the visitors we expect is from small kids to, of course, adults. And everyone likes Pokemon. So through reading about Pokemon's explanation, and just next to it, we describe this kind of interesting features in the universe. So by showing this, probably the visitors also feel that astronomy is as interesting as Pokemon, or vice versa. So it's very good opportunity for us.
That is the coolest thing I could possibly think of. What an amazing collaboration. So how do you get to the point where you can go to Pokemon and say,
Hey, let's work together.
Yeah, this is actually, when was that? It's 2023. 2 years ago, we received an email from the Pokemon company to create this kind of thing together. So that's a bit very surprising for me, of course. But also this is we believe that this is a very good opportunity, one of the best opportunity to tell about the universe and the interest, the excitement of the astronomy to so many people. Yeah, that's very interesting. But so it already almost 2 years, and now November 1st, we can start this special exhibition. So we are very excited. And also, we are in the very final phase of making the actual exhibitions. So actually, we are very busy, but still, yeah, it's very happy to working with them.
Very busy, and yet you're still here.
Yes.
Really
Yeah.
appreciate that.
So just before starting this live, I also checked the exhibition text and the graphics about this exhibition. Yeah, so it's still okay. Yeah.
So what's the exhibition going to be like? You know, what would a museum goer see as they're moving through this exhibit?
Yeah. So our plan is for moving this exhibition around Japan for almost 3 years, and probably 3 to 4 museums in 1 year. So like 10 or 15 museums we expect. And actually, the Pokemon company held another exhibition before our project. There is a Pokemon Fossil Museum. So that one also went around Japan for, I think, 3 years. And then next year, go to US. Yeah, so also that's a very special. And I also visited that exhibition. That was also fascinating. Yeah, very clear comparison between Pokemon fossil and actual fossil.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
That's
that's all very interesting. Yeah.
I mean,
it's combining so many of the things that like stereotypical, very kids love.
And adults. I count myself among those. Although I don't remember from the original 150 Pokemon there being anything that related at all to astronomy. But maybe now they're branching out a little bit on their creatures that they've created.
Yeah, actually, I heard that the total number with Pokemon is now over 1,000. So a lot of types of Pokemon is here. And as I showing in this screen, maybe Pikachu, but above here is one Pokemon. This is a Cosmo. This is a Nebula type Pokemon. So this evolves to a Protostar type Pokemon. So that's interesting. And also there are so many Pokemons we have. And also some Pokemon, for example, some Pokemon lives in, or some Pokemon's body temperature is very high, or some Pokemon is very cool. And for example, in exoplanet or exosolar planet, there is some planet is very high temperature, or some planets has very cold temperature. So various environment is actually exist in our universe. Maybe Pokemon can live there, that planet. Maybe another planet, another Pokemon. We can expand our imagination based on these two, comparing these two. So this is another interesting point for this special exhibition.
So we're getting some feedback
but there's a little bit of feedback
Mhm.
from my voice. Oops.
Going through your computer. So when I speak, there you go. You will mute yourself. Wonderful. Unfortunately, we are, again, none of us producers or sound designers, but here we are making do with what we have. So we have learned a whole lot about Pokemon. I'm very excited for this exhibit, although it's not happening anywhere close to Tokyo, right? It's just
Yes, so the first exhibition starts at the Sagamihara City Museum. It's next to Tokyo. So it's if you are living in Tokyo or around Tokyo area, probably it will be convenient to go there. And just next to this city museum, we have JAXA campus, one of the JAXA campus, Institute for Astronautical and Space Institute. So this is a home to Hayabusa explorers and also several space telescopes, space probes. So it's so Sagamihara City is the city of cosmic exploration. So also this is a very good starting point for this traveling exhibition.
well, that's exciting. I guess I have to go on a road trip then. That's okay. It's okay. We can go. So you've been a part of this amazing Pokemon astronomy exhibit. You've done work. Were you also working on the fossil exhibit, or was it just you knew about it?
I'm not a part of the fossil exhibit. Just I visited as a one guest, one visitor to check what kind of collaboration we can do. So
Doing research. That's what that's called. Well, that's amazing. So what other collaborations has NAOJ done with respect to, various different Japanese-based organizations?
yeah. Sorry. We have many collaborations before. So at this moment, in Osaka, we have World Expo. And in World Expo, we have various kind of collaboration we have. Just Kelly give some talks or join some panel discussion in some pavilion. And also there are several Japanese signature pavilions. And one of that is very closely related to astronomy and space science. So we provided the observation results of the sun. And we, together with JAXA, NOJ is operating the solar science satellite called Hinode. And we can obtain very high resolution optical image of the sun and also the X-ray image or movie of the sun. So we provided that one. And also we have in NLJ, we have a supercomputer division. And many people, not only from NLJ, but also other Japanese researchers can use that supercomputer system and perform a simulation astronomy research. And in NLJ, probably later we will introduce our 4D2U, four-dimensional digital universe project. But in that project, we visualize this scientific data, purely scientific data, to very beautiful and also precise, scientifically precise movies. And some movie produced by 4D2U project is provided to that special Japan's one of signature pavilion. So this is a very good collaboration. And I think the expo is almost finishing, but yeah. So we already provide that kind of situation. And also in last April, one big animation movie was out in Japan. I'm not sure how this is internationally known, but Detective Conan, 名探偵 Conan. And this is one of the most popular movie in Japan. And the latest one is featuring Nobeyama Radio Observatory. So in the movie, the Nobeyama Observatory itself appears as in animation. And some researchers are also showing in that movie, and some very interesting happen in that observatory. So also considering comparing to the optical astronomy, probably radio astronomy is not so popular or not so familiar. Not so many people are familiar with radio astronomy, but that maybe is also very good opportunity that, oh, radio astronomy is very interesting, or radio astronomy exists. And also the Nobeyama Radio Observatory itself is also very attractive to the people. So that was a very good collaboration with Detective Conan and Nobeyama Radio Observatory.
I'm going to tell them how many times you saw.
I saw twice, but I went to the theater at the very first day of the movie, taking day off. And I watched that movie and amazed, pretty amazed.
That's amazing. Oh my goodness, it's research. What it is. Well, there's so many great opportunities here, particularly because there's so many interesting things that are happening in Japan and globally. I mean, it would be obviously Pokemon is a really global thing, a global phenomenon, but in their last exhibit, you said they just went to the United States, but there's so many, I feel like Pokemon's just ubiquitous at this point. There's so many things you can do to kind of like break out of this bubble in Japan. Do you have like anything that's on the horizon with that?
Yeah, at this moment, we do not have any concrete plan to bring this Pokemon Astronomy Observatory to abroad, but we have received many voices that, for example, from Chile, from Mexico, from US, maybe, from other countries, maybe. So probably we know that Pokemon is very popular around the world. So maybe we need to think about that. Yeah.
Please and thank you.
That is, yeah, no, it's so cool. It's so cool the different things that people can do here. So, and really amazing too, like, this is a collaboration that is really like fundamentally science communication. But like you never really think to do all of this. What other cartoons can we use to leverage the power of people's interests? It's kind of like, I think about this within the context of education. Teaching kids physics just through a textbook is probably not the greatest way to go about it. But if you teach it through, if a kid loves tennis and you teach, momentum through tennis or something like that, they're much more likely to understand it and to remember it because it like clicks with something else in their brain. And it's the same thing with this, with Pokemon, you're associating, you have wonderful memories associated with Pokemon, and then you're associating that with astronomy and physics and
chemistry and math and
all of these different things that are going on. It's just such a interesting way of engaging people with this content. There's so many things that you can do with that. I think also, it's not just about
learning the science, but it's also about tying into all of these things like the humanities. I think are really deep and important part of how we conceptualize science even. There's so many different ways to approach talking about science, from poetry and music and art and theater, from movies, of course, and Pokemon. But it's really speaking to a part of the human experience that we just don't think about when you think about like what a scientist does. You don't think, oh well, they listen to music and they think about the stars, or they what was it, Newton was a musician and tried to connect the orbits of the planets to musical notes and try to figure things out. There's a really great book actually that I read in college. The Music of the Spheres. So it's very, very interesting. By James, I think was the author. Go read it if you haven't. There's so many different connections to be made. And it's such an interesting and beautiful thing. And to tap into that is just such a beautiful way to bring people closer to science and to get them to think more critically about the world that they live in. Because ultimately, what we all want to do, particularly in this day and age. It's so easy to get caught up in, you read a headline and then you take that as fact. And you don't necessarily critically analyze what it is you're looking at and really think about, what thought process, what work went into creating that headline. Why was it written that way? Why was it phrased that way? Why does it have anything to do with the rest of the article? There's so many different things, and if you only take things at face value like that, it's really easy to get misled. And sometimes it's even intentional. And so, engaging people with science in this way just makes it so much easier for them to want to learn more, and want to be curious about the things that they encounter. And that, I think, is, fundamentally, that's what we need as a society, as a global society. It's people to really come together to think a lot about the world that we live in and make it a better place.
Yeah, so for example, the
Audio.
yeah, now on the Pokemon world is very deep and very wide, and also our universe is deep and wide. So probably showing the astronomy results or Pokemon research, probably it would be very interesting to show the excitement or fun we can enjoy exploring this deep world is a Pokemon universe. And also, so think about exploring deep, think deep is fun, actually. We can discover many things. Sometimes let's say, previous theory can be flipped based on some one discovery. And this also often happens in astronomy. And also it's not limited to astronomy or more wider science. And also in our daily lives, someone thinks this way, the other people think this way. Something this is not much, but still, we by conversation or through conversation with these two a bit different, looks like different concept by conversation or by discussion or by exchanging our opinions, maybe we can find something new. And this is very fun, actually. So the Pokemon is the Pokemon Astronomical Observatory. One thing that we would like to show through the Pokemon Astronomical Observatory exhibition is this kind of the fun or excitement of discovery or thinking deep, exploring deep. So, and also there are many musicians like astronomy or like science. Yeah, so there are many possibilities or many opportunities we can connect with science and natural world or universe. So probably we'd like to also, now I'm very busy for Pokemon, but after that, probably we can explore another opportunity or another way connect to the other people. Yeah.
So what do you want your next project to look like? Like, what would your ideal, I feel like you peaked, right? Like Pokemon is the top. Can you go a little bit higher than Pokemon, or do you have to go a little bit lower?
I think maybe lower, but to adding different, how to say, group of people maybe, or different aspect of astronomy, something. Yeah, so I'm Deputy Director of the Public Relations Center, but also I'm Director of the Spectral Management Office. So the purpose of this office is to protect the environment favorable for astronomy observations, both in radio waves and also optical wavelengths. So one goal is to share the importance of this activity with as many people as possible. And also my another hat is the director of the Industry Liaison Office of NLJ. So I'm working with several industries or companies, try to make use of astronomy engineering technologies to their business. Maybe satellite business, communication business, some medical or biological sensing technology. There are many overlapping aspects with astronomy technology and this kind of business technology for this kind of business. So there are so many ways to connect with astronomy and society. So we can think of as many as possible to this, to find and identify effective way to connect these various sectors of our society. Yeah.
So, you know, this is also something that we've talked a little bit about because we, Misaki and I are planning a symposium on innovative techniques of astronomy communication. And this is meant to be for astronomers to communicate not only with the general public, but also, and maybe foremost, to communicate amongst each other and to learn how to manipulate their data and analyze their data in such a way that makes more sense to the people around them and is more engaging. Because ultimately, if things are more engaging, then they're easier to understand. And I think that gets lost a little bit with some scientists. You know, they think that data is objective and that if they present results from data, that is truth, capital T truth. But I don't think that exists. I think you know, this myth of objectivity is a really interesting that I think about a lot. And you know, the nature of knowledge, because I am very pretentious apparently. But you know, the way that you look at data really changes the way that you interpret it. You know, you can even just think about this really simply with, you know, like a Rorschach test, like the blot test. The way that you see and interpret the blot is completely dependent upon your brain structure and chemistry and all the experiences that you've had. You could even think of people who have synesthesia. They could take in the same input, they could have the same kind of synesthesia, but they would have a different experience. And so, you know, that, I mean, to me, just kind of proves that objectivity is irrelevant, doesn't exist. But that, you know, by bringing in as many perspectives as possible and trying to understand the different ways that people analyze and understand their data, you can get a much more holistic understanding and approach something that's objective. Capital T truth, which I don't think exists. But you know, that's also kind of what we're doing, right? In bringing more people into the world of science and engaging with more people and inviting more people in bringing resources to people where there otherwise were none. That is, you know, that is the nature of our work. That's what we're trying to do, is to bring ourselves closer to truly understanding the universe through these different perspectives, because different people, different cultures, different languages, different backgrounds, everybody has a unique way of understanding the universe and understanding the things that are right in front of them. And it's just such an interesting and beautiful thing. And something I wanted to ask you about, actually, because where this whole thing came from originally was thinking about, you know, you're the director of the Spectrum Management Office. And the really interesting thing about that, I think also related to this movie that came out, where, you know, they're at a radio telescope, but it's kind of difficult to like deal with radio telescopes because it's harder to visualize the data from those kinds of telescopes and that kind of information that's coming in. And it's also true when you're thinking about spectrum management, because how do you visualize to a layperson, somebody who doesn't have the same kind of expertise as you do, who understands the importance. And maybe in just a second, you can talk about what spectrum management actually is. But who doesn't have that experience, doesn't have that expertise, and get them to understand why it's so important and that it's something that they should care about. That is a really important and very uniquely difficult task, I think, because it's so easy with astronomy that it's such a, I mean, this is not really astronomy, but it's something akin to astronomy going on in the back. And it's just so easy to see why people find it so engaging, because it's such a visual field, and that's another area we could go down. But it, kind of by its nature, it is very visual. You can expand beyond that. That's a really brilliant, beautiful thing. But engaging with astronomical data that is not inherently visual, how do you deal with that? How do you communicate that? What are like some techniques that you can do? And also, what is spectrum management? Because that's also very important.
Yeah, so, okay, then let me first explain about the spectral management. So in our daily life, we use cell phones, we use Wi-Fi, we use satellite communication, we watch satellite televisions. So a lot of artificial radio waves here around us. And compared to these artificial radio waves, the radio signal from cosmic object is very weak. Very weak. If we put one cell phone on the moon, then the radio signal is much stronger than almost all the radio astronomical objects, except sun or something, very strong one. So we need to detect very faint signal among in this radio loud world. So try to coordinate with radio emitting devices or the company who operate radio emitting devices, such as communication company, TV companies, some other satellite operation companies, radars, airport, airplane, car, a lot of artificial radio waves emitting. So we have to talk with them to protect our radio observatory. So one way is to split the frequency. So internationally, there is one organization, the International Telecommunication Union, that allocate frequency to some special dedicated services. For example, this frequency is for cell phone. This frequency is for astronomy. This frequency for satellite communications. By doing this, we can coexist in our society. So that's the basic concept of the spectral management. And to convey this, to show the importance of radio astronomy, as in very recent, some radio telescopes can produce a very visually impactful, beautiful images. But traditionally, radio waves is not producing very fantastic, fancy images. So, but still, astronomers can derive something from patchy data. So when I first touched with radio astronomy, I was an undergraduate student, and I joined radio astronomy, how to say, observation experience for undergraduate students in Nogoya Radio Observatory. And I was fascinated. I was surprised that I was very surprised that how rich information we can derive from the radio signal. So and based on this information, astronomers can construct their, how to say, construct their universe based on this derived information. And that was very rich and very interesting. So I was fascinated by radio astronomy in that aspect. So probably the visual itself is not so attractive to many people, but the story derived from this data could be attractive. And so before I came to the spectral management office, I was a public outreach officer of the AUMA telescope. And in the beginning of AUMA scientific observation, the image quality is not as good as the current AUMA. So because AUMA is an international collaboration, I and the European colleagues, US colleagues, and colleagues from Chile discussed how to show the power of the AUMA and what we can do. So the point is that the visual data visualization is not as good as, say, optical telescope or James Webb Space Telescope, but still the story or the story of the researchers, story of, for example, star formation, planet formation, or the evolution of black holes is still very interesting. So probably we can, let's say, the important thing is to show the, as I said in the Pokemon part, the important thing is how important thing is to show how astronomers are excited by this data and what astronomers can find or derive based on this astronomy data. So probably the important thing is storytelling. We can find stories, a lot of interesting stories in the universe. So how we can tell this kind of interesting story, that astronomer knows this interesting story, that sometimes the story is much more interesting than just showing one beautiful image. Yeah, that's our kind of conclusion that we discussed in 10 years ago. Something. Yeah.
That's very cool. And such an important message too.
We actually recently published, so the Office for Astronomy Outreach manages a journal called the Communicating Astronomy with the Public Journal. It is a professional journal for astronomy communicators and communication researchers to talk about their work. And we just published, I guess, maybe not just, it was last year we published 2 editions of CAP Journal that were dedicated to the planetarium. And it was a really fascinating group of articles that we published, one of which was dedicated to storytelling in the planetarium and how important that is for, like cognitive understanding and building, constructs in your brain of how these physical systems work. And it's so fascinating to see. And again, this is the same thing we were talking about, this importance of blending the humanities with science, because it's so deeply embedded in everything that we do, and everything that we are as humans. Yeah, absolutely. That's so cool.
Also, in the astronomy research field, only one researcher cannot do many things. By teaming up many astronomers with various special knowledge or technology or experience, then we can reach some kind of interesting conclusion. So that's also showing the power of collecting people and get together. So that's also inside science. It's of course so, and the wider world, of course, and when many people or various people talk to each other and discuss one thing, then it's obvious that we can find something.
So one of the things that you did when you were working at ALMA was create the VR chat ALMA experience. And I think that was super interesting because you're basically bringing people to, the Atacama Desert and showing them these facilities that they otherwise wouldn't be able to see or hear or experience in any of the senses, because the Atacama Desert is such a beautiful and unique place to be. So, where did that come from? Where did it go? And so, I've been thinking also a lot about VR and the importance of VR in basically everything we were talking about. How do you create these immersive experiences for people without the ability to bring them to those spaces? So you're, opening up doors in one way, but you're also closing doors in another, because these technologies are so dependent upon where you are and what you have access to, that it's not necessarily that everybody who doesn't have access to these really beautiful experiences has access to something like VR. So, where's the balance between these things? Where do you think that balance should be?
Yeah, it's very difficult question. So as I wrote in a paper with the CAP journal, the VR experience is very rich, and also with VR we can go to somewhere we cannot go actually, or maybe. So, for example, the ALMA site is the altitude is 5,000 meters, and sometimes it's very dangerous for our life. So, with using VR, we can easily overcome this kind of difficulty. But as Kelly pointed out, that not every person can experience VR. So, for example, we try to test VR experience with, say, 5 to 10 people to bring to let them use the VR headset to bring them to the ALMA site. But some technical issues happened. And also some people are not good at using the headset and feel so bad. So even physically, they can use that VR headset. Still, there are many difficulties to using this one. So the one way I come up with is that using to showing this VR world in the planetarium. Then, for example, in Japan, there are almost 300 planetariums in Japan. So with using planetarium as an instrument to showing this VR world, then probably the difficulty to reach out this VR world is a bit lower, I believe. So we tested one occasion that with my public talk, we just project the VR world of ALMA, and virtually I made a guided tour through the virtual ALMA world in a planetarium. And that was a very good opportunity. So with using some technology or using some existing facilities, we can overcome this hurdle or some difficulty to use VR. But still, we know that some people, in some occasions, it's not always easy to access this kind of environment or this kind of existing facility. So still, at this moment, I have no clear, solution. But yeah, I need to consider about that. Because I have actually had a research grant for science communication in using VR. This is almost ending in this fiscal year, but still I'd like to continue this kind of work for the future.
This is fascinating, and I think we could continue basically all day talking about this. But I think we're going to be able to go back and continue our conversation with the larger group. So I'm going to turn off my video. Misaki is going to turn off his video, and we will be right back just as soon as we can.
Okay.
Thank you all for sticking around with us. We're gonna try to give you something really exciting
in just a moment.
はい。日本語でご覧の皆様、もうすぐ会場の準備が整うそうなので、ちょっと我々これから 一回画面を落として、プラネタリウムの方に戻って、本来のプログラムの方に戻りたいと思いますので、もう少しだけお待ちください。ではまた後ほど、すぐに戻ります。
Heavens bathed in moonlight, my guard, charting the skies, turning lunar cycles, wisdom that flies between the stars, where stories are spun. Outreach begins under galaxies one. Their love for the heavens, a tide of love, unlocking mysteries through the cosmic door. An astronomy team with eyes so keen, sketching the universe in a velvet scene. Oh, the moon who whispers secrets untold, unlocking mystery, each phase of gold. My guard walks where stardust streams, carrying the cosmos in their brightest stream. My guard, my guard, my guard, my guard, charting the skies, turning lunar cycles to wisdom that fly between the stars, where knowledge runs free. Outreach blooms as vast as the sea. Oh, the moon, it whispers secrets untold, a Persian cycle, each phase of gold. Our guard walks where stardust streams, carrying the cosmos in their brightest dreams. My God, charting the sky. Still lie between the stars, where knowledge runs free. Outreach blooms as vast as the sea. Through telescopes, the heavens align, astrophysics blending with the soul's design, teaching the curious the dance of the sphere. My Lord shines in the night's hemisphere. Gaze up high where the cosmos play. Mark our dreams in the Milky Way. Astrophysic hearts with a spark so bright, reach for the heavens, bathed in moonlight. My guard, charting the skies, turning lunar cycles, wisdom that flies between the stars, where stories are spun. Outreach begins under galaxies one. Their love for the heavens, a tide of lore, unlocking mysteries through the cosmic door. An astronomy team with eyes so keen, sketching the universe in a velvet scene. Oh, the moon whispers secrets untold, unlocking mystery, each phase of gold. My guard walks where stardust streams, carrying the cosmos in their brightest stream. My guard, my guard, my guard, my guard, charting the skies, turning lunar cycles to wisdom that fly between the stars, where knowledge runs free. Outreach blooms as vast as the sea. Oh, the moon, it whispers secrets old, a Persian cycle, each phase of gold. Guard walks where stardust streams, carrying the cosmos in their brightest dreams. Charting the sky.
Nice to hear it.
Share your screen.
Okay.
Stardust the cosmos in their brightest stream. My God, my God, my God, my God, charting the skies, turning blue.
Hi, hi everyone. My name is Takeshi Inoue, Director of Akashi Municipal Planetarium. We are deeply honored to take a part in such a wonderful event and have an important role of it. The Akashi Municipal Planetarium is currently undergoing building repairs. So now we can okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So we can join this event for 24 hours. It's very fortunately, yes, thank you. And because of a streaming problem, the schedule was being adjusted. We hope to introduce Akashi at another opportunity. Now we would like to showcase planetarium from Japan, beginning with Nagoya and Osaka, Ibaragi, and others. Okay, first we visit the planetarium in Nagoya. Nagoya is the largest planetarium in the world and known as its outstanding, easy to understand presentations. So I respect for the Nagoya's planetarium, and I'm very happy to introduce you the Nagoya's planetarium to the world. Okay, so I want to show the Nagoya's Mochida-san. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Thank you. Okay, so Mochida-san, please start your presentation. Thank you.
No, it's okay. No, sir.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay.
Yes, start the presentation.
This motion is okay?
Yes, oh yes, okay.
Breaking room, not I'm in the working room.
Oh, yes, no, yes, the situation is changed, so this is a broadcasting now. Yes, yeah,
Now.
you broadcast to the world, sorry. Yeah, okay, no problem. Yes, thank you.
Okay, here. Hello, everyone. This is Daisaku Mochida working at Nagoya City Science Museum. I'm glad to have this opportunity to produce our planetarium. Now I'm in the observatory at the museum. The telescope is there, where I'll share images. This is an exterior photo of our museum. The first thing that catches your eye is a large silver sphere. Doesn't it look like something? Yes, the Death Star in Star Wars. Projection mapping event was held in December 2016. It was perfectly the Death Star. Today, I would like to talk about 3 topics. First, what is our museum like? Second, features of our planetarium. And third, types and themes of planetarium shows. Our planetarium is located in Nagoya City. Nagoya is almost in the center of Japan, and it is just one subway stop from Nagoya Station, so it's convenient to visit. Our museum consists of 3 buildings: Astronomy Building, Science and Technology Building, and Life Science Building. It covers a wide range of scientific fields. For example, DNA and other genetic exhibits, electric discharge labo. You can experience soundless great sound and light. Locker. It is not an exhibit, but a popular photo spot, showing the element with that atomic number. 1 is hydrogen, 2 is helium, etc. I don't have much time, so let's move on to topics about the planetarium. The planetarium is located in the sphere on the upper side. Inner diameter is 35 meters, flat dome. There are 350 seats. We have both optical and digital planetariums, namely the hybrid planetariums. We also pay special attention to seats. Each seat is individually separated and can rotate to left and right. This allows you to relax in a comfortable position, even facing backward, and enjoy stars in a planetarium as if you were actually gazing at the real sky. We hope that visitors will gaze up stars under the real starry sky after the planetarium. To achieve this goal, we place great importance on following three things. First, recreating a starry sky in the planetarium as close to the real sky as possible. Second, live commentary by expert curators. And third, high-quality video projection to the entire dome. The optical planetarium is Universarium Mark 9 by Carl Zeiss. It can recreate starry sky seen from the ground. The digital planetarium is Media Globe Sigma SE by Konica Minolta Planetarium. It can visualize worlds we cannot reach and cannot see. The optical planetarium projects just 9,100 stars, not million or billion stars. We consider it important to represent stars visible to the naked eye with their actual brightness balance. The second point is live commentary. We are curators specializing in astronomy. We create planetarium shows for ourselves and provide commentary live. About 450,000 visitors experienced our planetarium in 2024. There are almost 3 kinds of shows in a planetarium: general program, family hour, study program, and so on. The people coming our museum is listed here. General program covers various themes such as astronomical phenomena, constellations, stars, galaxies, and astronomy. Themes changes almost monthly. This is a list of themes since October 1962, when our planetarium was constructed. I hope you feel the history of our planetarium. Very long, long history. Here is this year's themes. Now in October, the theme is Starry Sky in Sydney. When dealing with gravitational waves, we project probability map onto the entire dome. We are working on visualizing astronomical data in collaboration with astronomers. This map shows the direction where gravitational wave is coming. We are looking forward to your visit during IPS conference in Fukuoka next year. This is our planetarium console. It looks like a starship cockpit. Thank you for your attention. Bye.
Great, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. So it's a wonderful planetarium in Japan. So I respect the Nagoyas, so every day. So thank you. So the time of your videos, are you okay? Yes. Bye. Yes, thank you so much. And next is planetarium in Ibaragi City in Osaka. It is a new planetarium that carries on the long history. Through its small, it's very popular with the visitors. So we introduce the videos, and after the live show from Mihari-san. Okay, so please start the videos. Is it okay? Yeah. Are there any troubles? Yes? No problem? Yeah. Sorry, it's not. It is not. So next video. So sorry, no. This one is next. So sorry. I want to start the another videos. Sorry. Yes, okay, sorry. Yes, 24 hours, many things happened. So, oh yes, it's okay. Yeah. Live performance is very important. So, please enjoy. Yeah. Okay. Let's start.
今から50年前、茨城に初めてのプラネタリウムが誕生しました。名前は MS8。MS8 は茨城の人たちへ宇宙の魅力を伝えるために一生懸命 頑張ってきました。これまでいろいろなことがあったね。様々な解説員さんと一緒に星や星座の話をたくさんしたね。50年の間にいろいろな宇宙のニュースや天文現象にも出会ったね。プラネタ童子くんとも友達になったね。大きな地震が起こって、怪我をして動けなくなってしまったこともあった。それでも君はもう一度立ち上がって、ずっとこの茨城で星を届けてくれた。君の役目はもう終わってしまったけれど、みんなは君のことをずっとずっと忘れないよ。ありがとう。今はオニクルのプラネタリウムに来てくれる人たちを、この MS8 が見守っています。代わって2023年11月、茨城市文化子育て複合施設、オニクル、そして北新プラネタリウムがオープンしました。オニクルには、大小のホール、子育て支援センター、図書館、そして私たちの北新プラネタリウムがあります。
Okay, open the videos, みはりさん。Okay, oh, uh, uh, yes, okay. So please start your show presentation. You okay?
はい、皆さんこんにちは。はい、見えてますでしょうか？映っておりますでしょうか？
Very nice.
はい。ということで、こちら、オニクル北新プラネタリウム、大阪府の茨城市にあります。今日はですね、私だけではなく、特別なゲストも来てくれております。はい。北新プラネタリウムのマスコットキャラクター、プラネタ童子です。
僕、プラネタ童子って言います。の空を守っているんださ。
はい。ということで、プラネタ童子くん来てくれました。プラネタ童子くんは、茨城の空を守っている子なんですね。2007年からね、このキャラクター、来てくれております。ありがとうございます。さあ、今日はですね、オニクルなんですけれども、お外の天気は雨が降っております。この後、本当でしたら観望会をやる予定なんですけれども、今日はちょっとどうかなといったところです。どうした？
後ろの機械、紹介してもいいのに。
あ、そうですね。実は今日私たち、ここプラネタリウムの前にやってきているんですけれども、ここには、さっきの動画にも映っておりました、プラネタリウム天文観覧室で使っていた機械、MS8 が、こちら展示されております。
はい。なかなかいい時間になってきましたので、よろしく。
1973年、50年以上前に茨城に星空を届けに来てくれたんだおに。そして50年間、僕と一緒に茨城の星に子供たちや大人の人、 みんなで一緒に楽しんできたんだおに。
ね、すごいですね。50年もね、プラネタリウム頑張ってくれました。さあ、今日はですね、カメラの向こう側、実はこちらがですね、広い交流スペースになっておりましてね、たくさんの学生さんやお子さんや、あとはこの、風景をですね、写真撮ってくれてる方がいらっしゃいます。ちょっと聞いてみましょうかね。プラネタリウム来たことがありますという方、何人ぐらいいらっしゃいますか？あ、1、2、3、4。3分の1ぐらいですかね。1、2、3、4、5、6、7
盛り上がっ
人ぐらい
てるところ
いらっしゃ
すみませ
るようです
ん。
ね。はい。じゃあ今日はね、
メリーさん、
プラネタリウムの投影だけではなく、向かいの公園ではビールフェスもあったりとか、あとは、下の方ではコンサートなんかもね、あったりもするようです。
みんなで使うための大きな建物なんだおに。その最上階に隠れ家のようにこっそり星を楽しめるのが北新プラネタリウム。ぜひぜひみんなで星と宇宙を見てみたいと思ってるんだおに。
さあ、それではですね、そろそろ終わりの時間になってしまったようです。じゃあ今日はね、皆さん来てくれてます。こちら、じゃあちょっと来てください。はい。じゃあ最後、皆さんで映って、はい、世界に向けてやりますよ。せーの、おにくる。はい、おにくるでした。どうもありがとうございました。
Thank you very much. So I'm sorry. So I'm misunderstanding your time. So yeah, it's a very nice presentation. Thank you so much from Osaka, Ibaragi City. Next, I introduce the high school activity. In Japan, there are many high schools where students are deeply engaged in astronomy activities. The next interaction is one of these schools. Now please enjoy the videos. Start the video, okay? Just now finding the videos. Yeah. Yes, it. Sorry, I listed the videos. Yeah, no. Is it okay? Okay, sorry. We have some trouble. So we presentation again. The same videos. Yes. Is it okay? Yeah. So waiting time. This is my T-shirt. Just like our museum. Oh, sorry.
私たちが日々学んでいる関西創価学園は、日本の大阪府交野市に位置しています。私たちの学校は、西暦2000年より、NASA の教育プログラム、アースカムに、25年連続で参加を続けており、宇宙への関心を強く抱いている生徒がたくさんいます。アースカムとは、国際宇宙ステーション内のデジタルカメラから地上の写真を撮影し、その写真を使って環境問題などについて探求するというものです。これが私たちのプラネタリウムです。移動式でどこでも設置できるのが特徴です。ここから中に入ることができます。これがドームに星空を投影するプロジェクターとパソコンです。ドームは光を通さないフィルムを熱で圧着して製作しました。送風機から空気を送り込み、およそ5分で完成します。ドームが膨らんでいく様子を早送りでご覧ください。プラネタリウムは校内のオープンキャンパスや環境フェスタ in 片野というイベントでも上映を行っています。
最近星空は見ましたか？じゃあ5年くらい前にアメリカの西海岸を、キャンピングカーでロードトリップしてた時にユタ州っていうところで星空を見たんですけど、その時のもう星空がもう願い事叶いまくりレベルで、もうすごい流れ星がいっぱい流れててすごい綺麗だったのを覚えてます。学校とかホタルとかいろいろいるんですけど、夜とか時間帯的に中学生その片野の綺麗な自然とか見れない時とかあるので、プラネタリウムとかあったらすごいリラックスできるし、めっちゃ綺麗なのすごい行ってみたいなと思います。
なんか星の空を見れるだけじゃなくて、なんか星のいろんなことについて学ぶことができるからです。自分も好きで、理由は自分の地元にそのプラネタリウムがあって、何回も見に行ってすごい星のこといろいろ知れるし、星も幻想的だなと思うからです。
普段地元ではなかなか見れない星空が綺麗に見えるからです。
私は地元にプラネタリウムがあって、そこに行った時にまず自分たちの位置からだんだん遠ざかっていって夜空が見えていって、自分たちは空を見上げたらこんないい景色が見えるんだなとかいろいろ勉強させてもらえるので好きです。映画館みたいになんか壁一面じゃなくて天井一面だから立体感が湧くので好きです。
いや、もうなんか落ち着くからです。
僕もなんか星空を見ることは結構嫌いじゃないので、普通に好きかなって。
なんかすごい幻想的で癒されるんで結構好きです。
そうですね、すごい非日常的な世界が、場にぐっと広がって、普段星空あまり見れないからこそすごく行って楽しいなと思います。確かに
私いろんなところ行けるんで、やっぱ見ることできてないんで、ぜひ見たいなと思って非常に関心を持ってます。
プラネタリウムは2026年3月8日日曜日に開催される環境フェスタ in 片野でも一般上映を行う予定です。皆様のご来場をお待ちしております。
実はあるって知ってた？あるんですよ。はい。
そう。
またそのうちイベントで皆さんにも見ていただく機会ができると思うので、お楽しみに。
Thank you for very cute videos. It was also, I was also the member of the astronomy club when I was in high school. So many people, the planetarium feels like a door to the universe. So I concerned. And next, I will introduce the Sambe planetarium in Shimane. This site is also famous for the beautiful star and its observatory. Let's begin with the introduction from the Sambe Observatory. Takeuchi-san, can you open
Hi,
the
Inoue-san.
videos? Yes.
How was it?
How about you?
Good, good.
Yes. Okay, so let's start your presentation.
Okay. Okay? Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. Hi all. Hello world. This is Mikimasa Takeuchi. Mikimasa, not Mikima. Actually, I'm not the world famous mouse. Anyway, here is a museum called the Shimane Nature Museum of Mount Sambe, also known as Sahimel. Our museum covers a variety of fields like animals, birds, insects, plants, geology, and astronomy, of course. So we have a big planetarium. Then we have not only it, but also an astronomical observatory. I'll talk about our observatories because I believe it's important for planetarians to show the real stars. Okay. Wait. Wait. Sorry. I can't change camera. How should I do?
Do you have any problem?
Yeah, I can't change camera. No. Wait. Sorry.
So can I show you the videos of?
Okay. I found it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Here is our observatory. There are telescopes, of course, and there is a big roof. I'd like to open the roof, but it rains today, so I prepared something. So just play the video, please.
Yes. Just a moment, please.
I see. Okay, I can't see the video, but the shutter may be opening now. It is. And now the roof is moving. It opens up. We have another observatory with a dome and 60 centimeter reflector. But this observatory features a sliding roof. Have you? From here you can see the entire sky. You can lie down and gaze at the stars. This is the largest sliding roof or roll-off roof in Japan for astronomical telescopes. That said, there are plenty of facilities with much larger sliding roofs, such as huge baseball stadiums. So compared to those, it's nothing special and require electricity costs are low. Can you see the mountain? That mountain is called Mount Sambe. It's a volcano, an active volcano. That last eruption was only 4,000 years ago, but it won't erupt today. Sunny day. Imagine it's nighttime. There is so dark sky at this area. Welcome to our museum. Welcome to our observatory, and welcome to Mount Sambe. Oh, I can't keep speaking. Speaking. It's completely open. So it takes about 2.5 minutes. Oh, okay. Then there is telescopes. There are telescopes, and so go to where? Goto, the planetarium manufacturer, made them. I have to say this. Our planetarium is made by Konica Minolta. These are 20 centimeters crude telescopes. We use them to show the sun during the daytime. Of course, you can see stars and planets by them at night. Yep. Then, wait. Okay. Then speaking of observatory, I am the president of JAPOS, JAPOS, Japan Public Observatory Society. There are over 300 public observatory in Japan. This observatory is just one of them. In 1926, Kurashiki Observatory, Japan's first public observatory, was established. We will soon celebrate the 100th anniversary of Japan's public observatories. We have been showing people the real stars for 100 years. Please come visit our observatories and uniquely Japanese cultural tradition. I'm dying. Thanks. Thank you for watching. I hope you all in Japan someday. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Takeuchi-san. Yeah, Japan has a great number of planetariums, and also there are many public observatories across the country. Next year marks 100 years since the birth of public observatories in Japan. So we are excited to celebrate this milestone with special events. Yes. And next, we are now preparing the Hawaii starry sky. Let's take a look at the sky over Hawaii. It is daytime here in Japan, but in Hawaii the sun is setting. Please enjoy the wonderful Hawaii sky. Okay, can I show you the Hawaii sky? Is it okay? Yeah. Little bit. So Hawaii is so far? Any distance? Yeah. Time difference is 19. No? Yeah. Oh, just now. Flight to Haneda to Honolulu. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So what you're seeing now is the sunset over Mauna Kea. This is live from the Canada-France-Hawaii telescope. It's just a really beautiful view. You can see the stars coming out, the sky starting to darken, and the beautiful, beautiful mountain of Mauna Kea, which is sacred to the Hawaiian people. Now, if you ever have the privilege of going up there, what you'll notice is that maybe your heart starts to beat a little faster, your breath starts to get a little shallower, and that's because there's less oxygen up at the summit. It's kind of difficult, actually, to walk around, so you're almost forced to stand there and absorb the beauty around you. Now, if you go a little bit farther down to Halepohaku, the visitor center, you will see a really vibrant community of amateur astronomers, astronomy enthusiasts, people who just come with telescopes, binoculars, or even just their eyes to look up at the night sky. And from Halepohaku, which is maybe the halfway point, roughly, it's such a beautiful sight. There's just enough oxygen for your eyes to work correctly, just enough oxygen for your breath to work correctly. You can walk around and see the rest of the island below you. And when you look up at the night sky, it's one of the most beautiful things you'll ever see. Now, when I lived in Hawaii, I had probably seen the Milky Way before, but it didn't register in my memory until I saw the Milky Way from the summit of Mauna Kea. Not quite the summit, no, from Halepohaku. And I was completely stunned by how beautiful it was.
A very wonderful time, I think. So the last, I introduced shortly our planetarium. Yes. This is our planetarium, Akashi Municipal Planetarium. This planetarium built on exactly 135 degrees of east longitude. That is Japan Standard Time Meridian. So like Japanese Greenwich Observatory, yes. And our planetarium is now under construction, so this event can be available. Can be able to do. So it's a little fortunately. And last month we have a ceremony of the finale of the this planetarium. Next summer we will be reopened, so we have a short rest of the now, and this is a picture of the event. The mayor Akashi also participant, and over 300 people from over Japan took part in the event. It was very moving to see so many people who love our planetariums. And I introduce the next video. In Japan, there are many planetariums and many manufacturers and many fans. So I think that Japan is the most active country of the world about the planetarium. So the history starts the 1937. So we made the videos of the Japanese planetarium start and now. So I will show you the videos.
You need to share with sound. Share with sound.
No, more. This video is will be finished.
Okay.
Yes. 一瞬途切れた？
一瞬音が出てたけど、今。
あ、出てない。Thank you for watching. And sorry, the audio is a little bit trouble, so I will show the same videos again when in the 24 hours opportunity. So yes, that time has come, so my slot is finished. And thank you for listening, and have a good time and space. And thank you. Goodbye.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me okay. We're experimenting some more with audio. Is that okay? Great, wonderful. So at the top of this hour, I am very, very glad that I have the opportunity to talk with Miho Matsumoto, who is one of the most interesting people I think I've ever met. Just because of the path that she's taken from one career to the next career to one field to the next. It's just been such a pleasure to get to know her and to see what she's all about. So we have some questions for her, but I really just want it to be a conversation, just like we would in the office, to make it nice and light. So Miho, do you want to just introduce yourself a little bit? You know, what you do with the OAO, and you know, where you came from.
Okay. Thank you for your time. I'm Miho Matsumoto. I'm an assistant outreach officer at the OAO. I'm in charge of disseminating about the OAO to the media and through the SNS.
But that's not all you do. You do so much more than that. Do you want to talk about the journalism work that you've been doing recently?
Sorry, my internet connection.
Oh, that's okay. So let's maybe stick to another topic. So I kind of hinted at the fact that you studied a bunch of different things. Do you want to just let us know, you know, like what you studied in college and what did you want to do when you started out?
Thank you. Thank you for asking. I studied art history in graduate school. At that time, I wanted to become a curator at an art museum, and I never thought I would work in science communication at that time.
So why did you want to become an art curator?
Why want to be an art curator? When I went to the museum in New York, I was so impressed and shocked, and I cried, and I was so moved, and I thought that I want to make some art events which moved someone's heart. And also at that time, I was in high school, and I was so shocked that I couldn't speak any English at that time. And when I was when I fly back to Japan, I decided that I would like to work in international international situation, and I would like to study English, and also I want to have some specialty, and that becomes my public relation specialty right now.
That makes sense. And you've worked for a lot of different companies, right? You've had a lot of experience in public relations.
Yes. I started my career as an assistant at an art gallery, and I became very interested in public relations. And since then, I've worked in public relations for about 20 years. I have worked in fields like fashion, interior design, hotels, and museums.
What's the favorite museum that you've worked in?
In Japan or in the world? In Japan.
Sure, yeah, in Japan.
What is the favorite? Yamatane Museum. It's a small art, art museum, specialty in Japanese art, and I love the small and friendly atmosphere, and the cafe is so great. They have Japanese matcha and the sweets, especially for the exhibition. So I love to spend cafe time after the museum. I love that Yamatane Museum is my recommendation.
I've never been there, which is odd because I think I've been to so many museums, so many art museums in Tokyo, but there's always more to see in Tokyo. I think I could live here for 20 years and not see everything. So, we were talking about this a little earlier, me and Masaki, and it was about, the importance of blending together science and the humanities to really, support people's understanding of science. And you bring such a really rich humanities perspective to the OAO. And I wonder, what's your experience with that? With that kind of transition, what made you want to work for the NAOJ? What made you want to do science communication? And what kind of parallels do you see between science and between science and art, really?
Yeah, I was inspired by NAOJ's mission, exploring the mysteries of the universe. And I felt I could contribute through my public relation background. Then I didn't know much about science communication at first, but through my work, I've come to really enjoy sharing science with people. And also my art background helped me create a special program combining contemporary art and astronomy for NAOJ's 100th anniversary of relocation to Mitaka City. So my strong skill is PR. For example, through media presentation for science journalists, I helped this event get featured in one of Japan's top newspapers for the first time. So I hope this would help raise OAO's visibility.
I absolutely think it will. And it was such a, great accomplishment on your part. You worked so hard to get that.
Thank you for your accomplishment.
So we only have a couple minutes left, unfortunately. So I want to know about your experience working with the OYO, and I don't want to influence you too much because I am biased from this perspective, but what do you really like working with the OYO? Like why was working with the OYO important for you?
My internet connection is not stable. Could you say that question again? Sorry.
Sure. So really, really quickly, what was it about the OAO that made you want to work for us? Why did you want to pursue that over other parts of PRC?
I wanted to be a part of the OIO because the OIO team is very international and high motivated. It's inspiring to work with such diverse people. What I like most in the sense of global connection through events, we really feel under one sky.
And we really are. And that's such a lovely place to leave off. So thank you so much, Miho, for joining us. Thank you for having this conversation with me. And I think now we're going to cut to another video. But I look forward to working more with you, of course, and seeing more of what you're capable of. So thank you so much for
Thank
all
you.
you
It's
do.
my
Thank you
pleasure.
for your hard work. Yeah.
Nice to talking to you, and nice to talking to you, everyone. Thank you for watching.
こんにちは。国立天文台の中山と申します。これから国立天文台の中でデータの可視化や映像制作を行っている4次元デジタル宇宙プロジェクトについて、紹介していこうと思います。よろしくお願いします。まず 4D2U という言葉についてですが、4D2U は 4 Dimensional Digital Universe の頭文字4と D と D と U をつなげて 4D2U というふうに表記しています。ここでいう4次元とは、まず空間の3次元、これに加えて時間の1次元ですね。これらを合わせて4次元というふうに呼んでいます。また 4D2U には 2U の部分に、あなたへという、2U のハッピーバースデー 2U の 2U とかけていまして、4次元をあなたへという意味も込められています。その 4D2U では、最先端の観測装置から得られるデータや、スーパーコンピューターによるシミュレーションデータを立体視で科学的に正確に可視化することで、さまざまな映像コンテンツなどを制作しています。作成した映像は国立天文台の、三鷹キャンパス内にある、4D2U ドームシアターで、立体視で見ることができます。こちらの画像がですね、4D2U ドームシアターの外観になります。奥の、黒い四角い方の中に、立体視可能な10メートルのドームと、月におよそ3回の一般公開を行っています。4D2U では最新の天文データ、例えば観測データとか、シミュレーションの結果などをもとにして、可能な限り科学的に正確で、かつ見栄えのするコンテンツの制作を行っています。コンテンツというのは立体視の動画とか、三鷹という名前のリアルタイムの宇宙ビューワーですね。そういったものの制作を行っています。このようにして作成したコンテンツのターゲットは2つあります。一つは、天文学者で、もう一つは一般の人々となります。天文学者には普段なかなか得ることのできない3次元の視点を提供することができます。これは数値データを直感的に理解することができるので、自身の研究に役立ててもらうことにつながっていきます。また、一般の人々には、天文学の最新の結果をですね、分かりやすく、正しく、そして科学的に、正しい映像表現で伝えることができます。他にも、例えば、エンターテインメントとか芸術への利用ですね。例えばですけど、舞台背景の利用などの例もあって、教育的な目的以外にも、様々な用途にご利用いただけます。4D2 のヒストリーについても少しだけご紹介しておきます。プロジェクトが立ち上がったのは2001年のことですので、もう24年ぐらいですかね、もう前になります。そして、2007年に、国立天文台の三鷹キャンパスの中に、世界で初めてとなる常設の立体視が可能なドームシアターが設立されました。そしてですね、現在は、レーザー光源の高輝度と高解像度のプロジェクターに更新されていまして、4K の解像度で明るい立体視を楽しむことができるようになっています。あとですね、先ほど名前だけ紹介した三鷹というソフトウェアはですね、4D2 のウェブサイトからダウンロードすることができるのですが、5年ほど前に100万ダウンロードを達成しています。ここで三鷹について少しだけご紹介です。三鷹はですね、様々な観測データとか理論モデルをですね、可視化して、地球から宇宙の果てまでを自在に移動したり、 時間を変化させたりしながら宇宙を見て回ることができるフリーソフトになっています。さまざまな表示媒体向けの表示方法を備えていまして、通常の PC モニターはもちろんなんですけど、3D モニターにも対応しているので、機材さえあれば自宅で立体視を楽しむことができます。あとですね、ドームマスター形式の表示に加えて、連番画像の書き出し機能を備えているので、ドーム用のコンテンツの制作にも応用することができます。さらに VR ゴーグルで楽しむことができる三鷹 4VR の公開も行っています。現在はですね、9つの言語に対応しています。Windows 専用になってしまうんですけども、興味があったらぜひダウンロードしてみてください。次に可視化映像コンテンツについて簡単にご紹介します。主に天文シミュレーションの結果や観測結果をもとにして制作された可視化動画なんですけども、現在約40本の動画を公開しています。映像は通常のモニターとか 3D モニターで見ることができます。また、ドームマスター形式も公開しているので、デジタルプラネタリウムとか立体視のドームで活用していただくことも可能です。さらに VR 形式での公開も行っておりまして、VR ゴーグルさえあれば宇宙空間に飛び出したような素晴らしい体験が楽しめます。これらはすべて無料で公開しているので、しています。で、あと一部のコンテンツについては、42の YouTube チャンネルでもご覧いただくことができます。
はい、皆さん、こんにちは。研究員の武田です。これからは三鷹の説明をしていきたいと思います。三鷹はですね、このように地球から出発してですね、宇宙の果てまでを様々な天文のカタログを使ってですね、できるだけ正確に、表示するビューアーということで、国立天文台の 4D2U プロジェクトで開発していくものです。このように今地球からですね、月の軌道の線が表示されましたが、地球を離れて、太陽系の惑星の線、軌道、小惑星とかもたくさん表示されていて、太陽系全体までやってきました。今、モニター上でですね、画面上でこのように操作をしているんですが、それだけではなくてですね、4D2U のドーム、プロジェクターを複数台使ってですね、立体で投影しているドームなんですが、そこで宇宙を表示するのもこの三鷹を使っています。設定をですね、きちんとしてやれば、ドームの投影などにも対応している、そういう宇宙ビューアーになっています。そうこう喋ってるうちに、引っ張るコスカタログで見えるような太陽系のそばの星々ですね。そしてさらに遠くへ行けば、太陽系を離れてですね、銀河系の、私たちの銀河系のミルキーウェイギャラクシーの世界までやってきました。もちろんさらにどんどん引いていけば、私たちの銀河系のそばの近傍銀河の、カタログ、そしてそれを超えていくと、さらに大量の銀河が見えてきましたが、このようにですね、宇宙の大規模構造の姿が見えてきます。皆さんご存知のようにですね、宇宙全体の地図がまだできているわけではなくて、観測して、真ん中の地球から見やすい方向だけを、地図ができつつあるので、このようにちょっと、なんか砂時計のような形をしたですね、不思議な宇宙の姿に見えてしまっていますが、今これが私たちの持っている宇宙全体の、地図、宇宙のごく一部なんですが、宇宙全体の地図になります。このようにですね、地球を離れて宇宙の果てまでできるだけ正確な天文カタログに基づいたですね、できるだけ正確な宇宙の姿を見ることができる、そういう宇宙ビューアーです。これダウンロードしてですね、そのまま普通に使うことができるので、皆さんぜひダウンロードして試してみてください。
こんにちは、42の中山です。 これからですね、私が作成した映像の中からダークマターハローの形成と進化について簡単に説明していこうと思います。宇宙の始まりはですね、ダークマターというのはほとんど一様に広がっていたのですが、ごくわずかな濃淡がありました。そして濃淡、濃い部分はですね、重力で周りを引き寄せるので、だんだんと塊、ハローですね、を作っていきます。小さなハローは繰り返し合体して成長して、こんな感じに成長していきます。これくらいがだいたい現在の宇宙まで成長した様子になります。このシミュレーションはですね、現在千葉大学に在籍している石山先生が行ったものなのですが、ものすごく大規模な計算になっています。計算に使用した粒子はだいたい2兆個とのことで、映像化するにあたってはさすがに2兆個の粒子というのは描画ができないですので、だいたい66億個程度まで粒子を間引いて描画させています。ドーム用だけではなくて、VR 用とかにも対応していますので、VR ゴーグルをつけていただければ、あらゆる方向に広がる宇宙を体験していただくことができます。はい、以上で、ダークマターハローについて、映像の紹介をさせていただきました。
こんにちは、4D2U の長谷川です。自分が可視化を行った小惑星の衝突と形状の進化の動画について解説したいと思います。この映像では小惑星同士が衝突して粉々に破壊され、破片が重力でより集まって新しい天体を作る様子を可視化したものとなっております。小惑星の衝突により細長いフィラメント状の構造が多数出来上がります。次のシーンでは、視点を変えてシート状の構造をほぼ真横から見た映像で、先ほどのシーンを5分の1倍速にしたものとなっております。衝突により多数の集積天体が形成されていき、特徴のある天体をフライスルーで観察する構成となっております。この動画では、天体の上空をフライスルーで見ている形式となっておりますが、ドーム映像では、天体の下をくぐるようなダイナミックな視点で楽しめる動画となっております。以上で解説を終わりたいと思います。ありがとうございました。
それでは次はですね、土星についての映像を見てみようと思います。土星のリングにですね、ぐーっと近づいてズームしていくとですね、土星の粒子の運動の一個一個が見えてくる。その一個一個の粒子の運動をコンピューターシミュレーションを使って計算した、そういったシミュレーション映像になっています。土星のリングの中でですね、このように周りよりもひときわ大きな塊があると、その両側にですね、プロペラ構造と言われるような構造が生まれる。それがどのようにして、どうして生まれるのかというようなことをコンピューターシミュレーションで探った、そのような映像になっています。土星の輪のリングの中にですね、こういったプロペラと呼ばれるような構造がいくつも埋め込まれているというかですね、分布しているのが発見されていて、それがどのようにして生まれたのかということを探る、そのような映像になっています。
Now that's a really interesting place to be, 42U. I have the pleasure of going every so often, and it's yeah, a really fascinating fascinating dome where they do a lot of really cool visualizations of astronomical data. Yeah, it's a really wonderful opportunity for not only communicating with the public but also communicating amongst astronomers. It's one of the things that we're thinking about a little bit more critically now at the OAO. But I would like to welcome Bryant Gonzalez to join us and unmute himself and to turn on his video and present and in whatever way he chooses to the rest of us here and around the world, all the work that he's doing. So thank you, Bryant. It's up to you.
Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Mucho gusto y muchas gracias por la invitación. Les saludo desde Paraguay, en Sudamérica, y a continuación estaré entonces compartiendo mi presentación en la cual conversaré no solo sobre nuestro trabajo de planetario en Sudamérica, sino la importancia de la cultura guaraní, una cultura que compartimos mucho acá en el Paraguay y a continuación mostraré un poco de lo que he venido preparando. Nos encontramos en el territorio paraguayo, en el corazón de Sudamérica. Paraguay es un país que se caracteriza por la diversidad de cultura. La cultura más importante es la cultura guaraní, que abarca básicamente toda la región del Paraguay, parte de Bolivia, Argentina y Brasil. Países que compartimos esta misma cultura o esta misma idiosincrasia y que también tiene tradiciones y lugares hermosos. En Paraguay existen 4 planetarios actualmente. En el norte, en la ciudad de Loma Plata, hay un planetario móvil. En el sur, un planetario que es el más antiguo, conocido como el planetario de San Cosme y Damián. Y en la capital, Asunción, hay 2 planetarios, en el cual el primero de ellos es el planetario móvil Canopus, el cual representamos, y un gran planetario conocido como San Cosmos, que es el más tecnológico de la ciudad. El primer planetario del Paraguay fue traído al país gracias a este astrónomo aficionado, divulgador, conocido como Blas Servín. Él durante muchos años se encargó de divulgar astronomía en el Paraguay y crear grupos de astronomía en toda la región. Después del eclipse de 1994, hubo un convenio justamente con Japón para crear el primer planetario o traer el primer proyector de planetario al Paraguay. Gracias a un trabajo combinado entre Japón y Paraguay, se logró adquirir un proyector tipo Goto de modelo Nexstar 3, en el cual el profesor Blas Servín divulgaba astronomía. Esto fue en el año 2000. Posteriormente, en el año 2010, un segundo planetario, el de San Cosme y Damián, en el sur del país, fue también inaugurado y asesorado por el profesor Blas Servín. Es decir, que gracias a Japón, Paraguay tuvo sus primeros 2 planetarios. Este planetario todavía está en funcionamiento y una de las características más importantes que tiene es que enseña, además de la astronomía tradicional, astronomía cultural guaraní, que es muy importante en esta región. Nosotros, Planetario Móvil Canopus, hemos estado activos desde el año 2022 como un planetario móvil, un planetario con tecnología digital y ubicados en la capital, en Asunción. Nosotros también nos encargamos de enseñar astronomía en escuelas, comunidades, viajamos a través del país visitando diversas regiones y hemos durante estos 3 años atendido a más de 20.000 personas y visitado muchísimas ciudades. No solamente nos dedicamos a la enseñanza de la astronomía tradicional, sino que también reforzamos la cultura guaraní o la astronomía cultural guaraní. Los guaraníes son una comunidad indígena que justamente durante la historia del Paraguay jugaron un papel muy importante en la tradición y la cultura paraguaya. Tal es así que el 60% de la población habla y entiende el idioma guaraní, que es el segundo idioma oficial del Paraguay. Es decir, Paraguay es un país bilingüe, 2 idiomas, una cultura y justamente mucha historia y también astronomía cultural. Ante esto, se han creado, o digamos, el profesor Blas Servín, a través de una investigación, logró recopilar gran parte de la mitología o la cosmovisión guaraní de, digamos, el cielo. Nosotros en el Planetario Canopus hicimos una adaptación de esta en material del profesor Blasservin y lo plasmamos en un software astronómico como lo pudiera hacer el software Stellarium. Cada conferencia o show que hacemos, muchos de ellos mostramos la astronomía cultural guaraní. Por ejemplo, donde se encuentra el área de la Vía Láctea, los guaraní lograban observar el camino del tapir. Este animal que iba recorriendo hacia los cielos del norte durante el invierno para buscar aguas o tierras más cálidas. También podemos observar que en la región conocida como el Escorpión existe justamente una constelación guaraní conocida como Aguaratuparrocay, que quiere decir el corral del zorro. Muy cerca también tendremos, por ejemplo, otra constelación que en este caso sería el corral del Boreví o del Tapir. Así podríamos observar otras constelaciones a lo largo del cielo, como en el área de la constelación del Centauro, a la constelación de los enamorados, representados con las estrellas de Alfa y Beta del Centauro, mientras que la Cruz del Sur pasaría a conocerse como Ñandú Pisa o la pisada del Ñandú. Entre estas constelaciones también existen otras mitologías, justamente para poder conocer mucho más sobre el cielo de los guaraní, y una de las áreas más hermosas para explorar es el área de la constelación del Toro, pero que en la mitología guaraní es representado con Eichú. Justamente estamos hablando del panal de abejas o la reunión. Justamente allí estamos mostrando parte de lo que es la cultura guaraní en nuestro planetario, así como también la astronomía cultural combinada, en la cual todos podemos, por supuesto, aprender mucho más sobre el cielo y, como decimos en nuestro planetario, alcanzar el universo en nuestras manos. En el futuro, dentro de unos 3 años, se va a inaugurar también un planetario muy grande y muy tecnológico que llevará el nombre justamente del profesor Blas Servín. Con esto, también podemos invitarles a todos ustedes a que nos visiten justamente en nuestras redes. Desde el Planetario Canopus tenemos publicados 2 libros. Uno, conocido como El Planetarista, que justamente reúne la información de todos los planetarios de Sudamérica y que se ha convertido en una referencia para los planetarios de diversos países. Y la novela Migrantes a Marte, que es una novela de ciencia ficción, justamente donde hablamos sobre cómo sería viajar al planeta Marte. Síganos en las redes sociales como Planetario Canopus y esperamos que esta presentación haya sido de su agrado. Nosotros en el Planetario Canopus, justamente este mes de octubre, ya estamos en nuestro 3er aniversario y lo vamos a celebrar a partir de esta presentación con las 100 horas de astronomía, y agradeciéndoles a todos por su atención. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you so much, Brian. I was watching my subtitles here, reading in English. Thank you so much for that. So we actually have a video here that we're going to play. It is a choral concert from the Cusco Planetarium. And I watched this before, so this is a really beautiful thing. So thank you so much. I told you that was going to be cool. There's actually a couple of those. I hope we get to play the other ones. So the next contribution that we have here is Linani Lozi, Lehua Yuen, and Emily Peavy, who are going to have a really, I hope, and I know it's going to be an interesting conversation, but I hope how we can get kind of deep into all of this. They all work at Gemini Observatory on Mauna Kea, and Leilani, Lehua, and Emily, do you want to turn on your mic and your video, and we can, you guys can get started with your conversation.
Aloha, everyone. I am not unable to start the video. I think it's a host control. The host has to let us turn the video on. There we go. And I think it's the same for my amazing teammates who are here with me, Lelehua and Emily, who are going to talk about some of the work that we do in Hawaii. So I just first want to say, like, what a beautiful song that we get to come on after. That was really, really amazing to see. And so our little talk story with all of you and this wonderful live stream celebrating 100 hours of astronomy and all the astronomy we do across the world. We're just a little 10-minute segment where we're going to share some of the really cool things that we do in Hawaii. So, like Kelly said, my name is Leilani Lozi, and I'm the Hawaii Education and Engagement Manager at the Gemini North Telescope on Mauna Kea, which is a part of NORLab. And there's a couple of different programs that I want to share with our audience tonight. And I'm going to ask each Lelehua and Emily to talk about specific parts of those programs. So I'll start by introducing our program that's called Ohana Stargazing. It's a public stargazing program that we do in partnership with a very small nonprofit organization, a Native Hawaiian nonprofit called Ohana Kilahoku. And so with that group, we are able to host stargazing events on almost all of the Hawaiian Islands and really culturally significant sites. And we just had an event at Mo'okini Heiau, which is one of the largest and oldest heiau in the state. And heiau are essentially Native Hawaiian temples. So it's a really sacred space, very powerful space to be in. And we are so lucky to be invited into that space by the ohana or families who have taken care of the heiau for many generations in order to share different perspectives on the sky, Native Hawaiian star stories as told by Lelehua, and also host telescopes from all of our friends at the Mauna Kea observatories in order to not only look at the sky with our eyes and enjoy all of the observations that we can gain through that type of viewing, but also then, of course, peer a little bit deeper into the universe to see a little bit of our ancestral physical ties to those stars from that sacred space. So with the event itself introduced, I want to introduce Lelehua Yuen, who is our Hawaii cultural resident at Gemini. And we are so lucky to have her on staff with us because she does a lot of amazing things, one of which is sharing Hawaiian star stories at our stargazing events. And another, which everyone here is welcome to check out, is actually writing monthly star charts about the different Hawaiian constellations and star names. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Lelehua to talk a bit more about her work with star stories and the star charts.
Oh, one of my favorite things to do is dig around in, now I can do it digitally so I don't get my nose all stuffed up and be sneezing on everything, but dig around in archives and look at old stories and the old writings of our kupuna, our grandparents and great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents, and see what they had to say about the stars and try and figure out what those old stories were. We have some wonderful compilations of that. Nai no Hoku is one book, and then a lot of people have done research in that. And so working at Gemini, I get to dig all these out and collate them and put them on, I got to draw the 88 constellation map on a big piece of paper on my wall in my office. And so I get to draw the Hawaiian stars on that. And what I have my background is primarily in storytelling more so than astronomy, although I love the astronomy that we do over here. And so by combining the storytelling with the astronomy, we can see how the stars are basically in many ways, we can use them as this big picture book as we tell the stories. And if you tell the whole story, it tells us so many things about how our ancestors solved so many problems in their lives. And we even have stories that talk about droughts and extensive droughts and some of the problems that we are facing now, such as global warming. During the little ice age and global warming events, when we had La Nina events back in ancient times. And so I really think these stories have a lot of keys to how our ancestors overcame and thrived during these situations that can help us to overcome them today.
Leilehua, can I ask, what is your favorite story that you're sharing these days?
I really don't have any favorite stories. I love them all. So it switches all the time. I don't really have a favorite. What I have is a story that I am intrigued by in the moment. So it's whatever I am currently working on, which right now is, well, there's a number of them. Let's see, what was the one that popped up most recently? Well, the voyaging stories of Makali'i. So when Makali'i was coming here, of course, they were using the stars as navigational aids. And so I'm trying to write down all of the different stars that were specifically used by the navigator Makali'i in his voyage so that I can track his voyage and see what those stories were. And then there was another one which I think is a little more kolohe, a little more a gaming story that I think is based on a game that the Chiefs used to play. So when I get that more figured out, I'll write it down. And if you go to the monthly newsletter, then when that's published, you'll be able to read all about it.
Mahalo. Yes, everyone who is tuning in for this, if you're interested in hearing more details on Hawaiian star stories, then please follow the Mauna Kea observatories on social media, as that is where a lot of our star charts are posted. Now, before our time is up, I do want to switch gears a little bit and talk about our legacy education program that we have in Hilo called Journey Through the Universe. It is 22 years old this year, and each year we reach over 5,000 students during the school year. But one really big component of this that Emily leads is the Halehoku program, which is the portable planetarium. And I just wanted Emily to talk about this because she does so many great things for Gemini and for our Hawaii community. But I know that in this 100 Hours of Astronomy, there's going to be some sessions featured on planetariums specifically. So I really wanted Emily to talk about the work that she's doing with our portable planetarium.
Yes, thank you, Leilani. Yeah, so through Journey Through the Universe, we endeavor in order to help bring some of the complex science to the students of Hawaii and help bridge this connection between the world-class observatories and our community here in Hawaii. And as a part of that, the larger part of Journey Through the Universe, we do coordinate classroom visits with scientists and STEAM professionals across Hawaii and across the continent as well. However, for our kindergarten, first grade, and preschool classrooms, we have coordinated specialized planetarium programming using a new Digitalis planetarium, which we just got. So we're working on setting up more of our programming. And we visit all of the public schools of the Hilo Waikea complex in order to share unique presentations with the students These are live presentations that are connecting to real-world science, utilizing next-generation science standard techniques and goals in order to help students build up their role as scientists, see themselves as a scientist, and also it allows some aspects of cultural astronomy to come into the classroom as well, to let science and culture meet and join together. One of my favorite lessons that we were doing earlier today related to moon and the moon phases, and we even touched on Kaulana Mahina, the Hawaiian lunar calendar, in some of our lessons.
Mahalo, Emily, and mahalo, Lelehua, and mahalo to the IAU and the Office of Astronomy Outreach. That ends our time with you tonight, but if you want to hear more about our Hawaii education programs, follow the Mauna Kea Observatories and NORLab on social media. Aloha.
Mahalo.
Aloha.
Thank you so much for being here. It's such a beautiful thing to be able to see how culture and astronomy can be so deeply intertwined. And I think that's true for maybe a lot of different sciences. And the more that scientists, quote unquote, professional scientists come to realize that, I think it'll be a much more interesting perspective on what it means to understand the universe. So now I get the really distinct pleasure of bringing on two of my colleagues from the Office of Astronomy for Education who work at the IAU as well, Gwen and Eduardo. So can you please both tell us a little bit about what the OAE does?
Good morning. Can you hear us now? Okay, perfect. Hi, everybody. I don't know to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on time. I'm Gwen, and this is Eduardo. Hello. We're both from the IU's Office of Astronomy for Education, which is based in Heidelberg, Germany at the MPIA campus. It's a joint project with the IU and Max Planck Institute for Astronomy. And it was established to promote astronomy education worldwide by networking, promoting astronomy, providing teacher trainings, and fostering experience exchange. I think I'd pass over to Eduardo now to talk a little bit about the goals.
Yeah, so hello everyone. Yeah, we do have some main goals. One of them is to professionalize astronomy education. So we do work with astronomy education in the primary and secondary level. And for that, we provide opportunities for people to professionalize themselves into this field. So for instance, we have some events like our SHA-U workshop that happens in the end of the year. And when we gather in an online event, people from all over the world who are interested in learning more and share their experience with about astronomy education. We also want to provide access to good resources. And so we identify resources, materials that are available. We create some materials as well, some guidelines, and then we have all this on our website, which is then free for everyone to use. So there are several kinds of activities that we hope that teachers, students, and everyone interested in astronomy education use it in their classrooms, in their activities. We want also to promote astronomy in the curricula. We understand that in several places, astronomy is not really integrated in the curriculum on the schools. So we try to improve it and to promote astronomy in the curriculum. So we identify in which countries, in which places astronomy is more or less included, and then we ask for help from our colleagues, our collaborators everywhere to help us to improve it. And yeah, so we have a network of collaborators. We call them the NAECs, the National Astronomy Education Coordinators, and they are volunteers. They are teams in several countries, and they help us to improve the astronomy curriculum in the country. They help us to understand how astronomy education develops in their countries. So we work together closely so that we can improve astronomy education everywhere. And finally, we want also to spread the news. So we have mailing lists, we have social media, and we have several ways where we share the news, opportunities, things happening worldwide related to astronomy education so that people can follow us and join us in this endeavor to improve astronomy education worldwide. So those are our main goals. And then we can also talk a little bit about our projects. Gwen, would like you to talk.
As you notice, we haven't scripted this, so we're just passing the ball and seeing what happens. But I think one of the wonderful projects we have is creating this NIAC network, the National Astronomy Education Coordinators. We've gone out and had people either apply or be nominated to join the network. And currently we have 116 countries worldwide with teams, with a total number of NIACs of 349. So we have teams of up to 5 people, and we try and make it do as much with them to help them in their country, but also leverage their experience. So some countries have experience working with ministries of education, others have it in other areas, and we try to create a community. And it's one of the most fabulous things about working at the OAE is actually getting to meet wonderful people like yourselves all over the world who are so passionate about astronomy, and it's really exciting.
Yes, and then we also have the teacher training program, which the goal is to offer NIACs the opportunity to run some teacher training in their countries. We offer some small funding for that. And so they work this workshops with teachers to professionalize the astronomy education in their countries. So far, we have funded about 80 projects from both primary and secondary schools, so all levels. And we trained over 1,200 teachers in several places. So this is a really impactful program as well that we are really proud of.
Actually, one really nice thing with the teacher training is we've been able to help. For example, we've had a place in on the Southern Hemisphere whose whole education program is dictated to by a country in the Northern Hemisphere. So and on the island, they were having to teach about the Northern Hemisphere stars. And so we were able to help them train their teachers to actually be able to work with their students and learn about the skies actually on their country, above their country. Eduardo's already mentioned the Show IAU workshop. We've got that upcoming on the 18th to the 21st of November this year. So anybody who's interested should join us. It's fully virtual. It's a free registration, and we have as topics astronomy education research, teaching methods and tools, astronomy education in practice in schools, and a special topic galaxies, and another one which is teaching with authentic data. And it's great. We also have language sessions so that they are organized by the NIACs themselves in the languages of their country, for example, Amharic, Hebrew, Portuguese, and Romanian. And this year we also have regional sessions, for example, the Arabic world, South America, and Turkic.
Yes, and while the show workshop is fully online, we also have some regional workshops that are in person. And so this is also an opportunity for people to get together. We understand that this is also important. So we do offer some opportunities for our NIACs also to organize those events, these regional Shaw workshops. The first one took place in South Africa. It was in 2023. And then it was followed by workshops in Turkey, and then in 2024, Nepal, Panama in 2025, and Argentina. And the next one will be in Egypt. So if you are in one of those places, perhaps you can enjoy as well.
Okay. And as Eduardo mentioned before, we do have a lot of resources that are available online and free. Astro EDU, which is activities platform for teachers, big ideas in astronomy, multilingual glossary, activities, images, and diagrams. It's all there. And I'm aware of the time. So Kelly, have we ever stepped our time?
Only by a tiny bit. Thank you both so much for joining us and representing the OAE. So we are going to wrap up this block of the live stream, and we are going to put the link to the next block in the chat so you guys can continue watching your favorite live stream for the next 20 hours. Thank you all for joining us for this piece of the live stream, and we'll see you again in just 1 second.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you.